welcome this Monday. You know that face and you know that voice. The man who knows more about this shit than almost anybody, Lev Parnas, is joining me tonight. And I'm just so happy and thankful that Lev Parnas has taken a little bit of time today, because I know as you come in, punch those hearts. I know this guy's schedule today. I'm privy to Inside Baseball with Lev Parnas, and I want to tell you, he's been on like 99 Zooms or Substack Lives today. People want to pick Lev's brain, especially right now about this Epstein stuff. So, my friend, I'm thankful that you've got a little bit of time. Everybody, as you come in, punch those red hearts. We'll give you a moment to come in. Make sure, I'm going to say this a few times. If you're not subscribed yet to Lev Parnas, I'm going to kick you in the ass with a smile. I need you to be, and I want you to be, because I know you've got a million Substacks out there, but Lev's Substack is so informative. We got so many people saying the same thing and screaming the same stuff. If you want to get informed and get an insider's perspective, you need to subscribe to Lev Parnas. Lev, brother, welcome.
Oh, God bless you, my brother. And so I can't believe after all this time, we're together. It took us all this time.
And, no Michael Cohen. Love
no
it.
Michael Cohen, just the two of us. I can't believe it. Like,
and we love Michael Cohen.
But it was great to be able to, like, and when I heard that you tried to do it Friday, but you were traveling.
Yeah.
The schedules are crazy, but I'm glad we're doing it, because I think, go ahead.
Yeah, I want to start here, Lev. And again, I never know where to start with you because you're so tuned into stuff. But like, it's 5:30 Monday. Let's take this Epstein thing. Just big picture. Where are we at with this Epstein story and Trump as of 5:36 on Monday night? Start there.
Okay, so we'll work backwards.
Start.
So basically, right now, they're trying a new technique. As you can see that now Trump is coming out and basically telling all of the congressmen to vote yes for it. He said that he'll won't veto it if it comes, because they've already implemented what I wrote about a couple of days ago, and actually a few months ago, which I warned about, was their contingency plan. And the contingency plan is to open up an investigation, which Pam Bondi did. Because they closed the investigation, now they opened it. So now the plan is, because everybody was...
And by the way, Lev, that's what Trump ordered Bondi to do last week, right? Was to launch a new Epstein investigation.
Correct. And basically they did it on X. He ordered it, she accepted it, she said, and they went full force. What transpired to make this happen, Joe, is, as you know, also, he's been on the phone the past 72 hours and, calling congressmen and congresswomen and trying to figure out. And when he started seeing that the avalanche is coming, and he started getting frustrated, he realized that this might even get to 290. That this might this is what we're hearing, that they might get to 2/3 in the House. He called John Thune directly. I mean, I'm not even talking about Lindsey Graham and everybody else. He called Thune, and Thune basically told him he's going to do whatever he can to not even have the vote in Senate.
In the Senate, okay.
But then all of a sudden he got called back. This is what I've been going back and forth. Then he got called back and basically telling him that there's 12 Republicans in the Senate that are about to flip. Yeah, this is the craziness.
By the way, everybody, as you're joining us, I'm with Lev Parnas. We're talking about Epstein. Lev is Mr. Insider Outsider. He knows more about what's going on right now than damn near anybody. And all you had to do was listen to Lev for the last 40 seconds. Lev, that's fascinating. You think your people told you Trump called Thune directly and said,
Oh yeah,
no way.
And Thune told him that, and basically, so then when he found out that now that he's going to get, they might lose it in the Senate also, that's why Susie Wiles stepped in and they start formulating the plan where Trump is not going to take, because they need to save the base. forget about everything else because the base is cracking to such a degree. I mean, it's you're having complete mayhem, especially after the way he went after Marjorie Taylor Greene and the
Yeah.
way he went after her. So it started. I mean, it just became a shit show.
You were told, Lev, you've heard through your sources that up to 12, if it got
Yeah.
to the Senate, up
Yeah.
to 12 Republicans could flip.
Yeah, yeah, that's crazy.
It's a big number.
It's a huge number. I mean that would put you close to 60 something. I mean, close to another 2/3. That's
Yeah.
why. That's why I think they formulated the plan where he came out and said that he wouldn't veto it even if it came to his desk. Basically, so even if you had it, he's going to make that push to basically say, "I told you, go ahead. I'm the one that's telling him to do it. I want to release it," because then the plan is going to be is basically throw Pam Bondi under the bus again and
Yeah.
say, "Listen, release the files," and she's going to come out and say, "We have an open investigation. We can't do what we could do." And he's going to basically say, "Listen, Pam's doing a great job. She'll get it to you as soon as it's available right now." And then you're going to see what else I heard is then they're going to start leaking some like nasty stuff about like the Clintons, not criminal stuff. This is but like about Hoffman and about
Yeah.
Summers and others to be able to take away the spotlight off of him because right now they are completely in a chaos after what happened on the 4th, November 4th with the elections. They saw the wave tsunami come out, the blue tsunami. They saw the races in Mississippi and Georgia, and it really, really shook him to the core. And even though we had, these 8, I call them traitors, whatever you call them, switch sides, that, they didn't expect this Epstein dump. This backfired because this is something that Comer thought he could control, and they actually backfire on them, and it's like.
So is Lev, as you look at this big picture and what your people are telling you, do you think Trump and his inner circle didn't expect it to get to this point?
No, definitely not. They did not expect it to. They did not expect it to. That's why he's so frustrated. He's so frustrated because he actually thought. Well, just think about if he gets one of his loyalists like Marjorie or just one of them not to side, we're not here. I mean, just look how close. He never expected to have. I'm sorry, my tongue.
No. Lev, dogs are always excused. End of story. And Lev, they tried. They pounded Boebert. I mean, they tried to get a couple to flip, right?
Well, that's the other thing I'm hearing, that actually I'm hearing people that are close to like Boebert gets that camp, is that Boebert was had more questions after, because Trump wasn't in the meeting in the situation. It was they had Bondi there, and that's what I'm hearing. I don't know, but Michael first it was Bondi and Kash Patel, and Trump wasn't even there, and they put the pressure, and she came out with more like, what the hell is going on here, the type of thing. What is he hiding so much? And what really is started another is the wording that Trump chose with Marjorie Taylor Greene by calling her a traitor.
Yes,
because that was part of like basically telling the far right MAGA to attack. You know what I'm saying to you, that she's a right.
Let's be clear, Lev. Let's be clear. They use that language on purpose. To do what?
To basically to attack,
intimidate Marjorie,
and to show others. And that's he's right now, what he's trying to do to Marjorie is because there's a lot of others that don't have the platforms Marjorie has, don't have the money Marjorie has, that don't have that are smaller congresswomen or women in smaller places where he could he's basically, if they're watching and saying like, I don't need this. It's like, I'll give you a perfect example. It's like, part of, the GoFundMe I put together was to raise money to build a team. I've been speaking to, that's one of the groups I was speaking to right before, to different agencies, PR, these groups. And there's, most of them are scared to rep me. They're like, aren't you scared to do what you're going to do? Like, they're scared of Trump going after them. And it's not even about the money, and it's like, you would think, it's people are scared because of what he's doing and the intimidating. That's part of why he's doing it. That's part of the reason why.
Is he, Lev, do you, and maybe this is a hard question, but you know this better than anybody. When you look at Trump right now, does he look as strong as he was, or do you think he's been weakened?
Oh no, he's been weakened 100%. I mean, you could even tell, you could hear it in his voice, the graspiness. I know he said that he was screaming at that he wasn't screaming at no world leader. He was screaming at congressmen and congresswomen and senators for 72 hours.
Yeah.
That's why he can't talk like that. And he's lost a lot. I mean, look, let's call a spade a spade. You got your Bannon running around talking about that they're going to jail if
Right.
they lose the what's it called, and criticizing Trump, and you got Laura Loomer going after Trump. Everybody, she's just constantly criticizing anything that walks.
Yeah.
As long as it criticizes. You have Trump, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Bobart, all of this. Nancy Mace losing it. You have Tucker Carlson bringing
Yeah.
in Fuentes, white supremacists and gropers on that Trump's now defending out there because he's scared to lose. The base is in disarray. They're all over the place. They're at each other's throats. You got Candace Owens and all of these people. You got to understand have huge platforms. And
Yes.
Joe Rogan is now walking back of some, all of this, you have all of this going on. And that's why I think it's essential right now, because the one thing that I know, and also, Joe, being part of the Republic, is that they could be against each other, but they unite when it comes against the left.
Absolutely.
If all of a sudden it's the left or them, they might hate Trump, but they'll unite, just not because they think losing to the left is a lot worse than dealing it. So my strategy is to forget about left or right, because most of these people are not voting because they're voting on policy to educate.
Yeah.
They're voting on emotion. These are
Yeah.
people that usually don't. Statistics show they never voted. That's who we tapped into when we were building MAGA. But that's who I want to go after, and my plan is not to have them vote Democrat or have them vote policy. Just don't vote. Go back
Yeah.
into your shell. Go back into your shell. Realize that Trump is not your messiah. Trump is not. Trump is just like the Democrats. He lied to you. They all lied to you. Everybody,
Yeah.
and get out of here and don't vote, because a zero vote for Trump is a vote for us to win. And if we could get a certain portion of these people to get so pissed off on him because of the Epstein stuff, because of the Charlie Kirk stuff, because of the tariffs, because of Israel, or because of so many different things, that is going on there, they stay home. And that's the beauty of it, because we don't have to talk policy, we don't have to debate what's it called, because with these people, they're not it's a group of people that they are not going to debate policy with you. The second you say I'm a Democrat, you're a Republican, it's over with. That's it.
Yeah.
Trump becomes the messiah again. And that's why I tried to say to the Democrats, that's why, like a Gavin Newsom, everybody could be applauding him that he's doing all this stuff, but he's in an echo chamber. The only people that are seeing him are Democrats, and that's why he's getting such support. He on the far, if he goes into Republican land, he won't get nobody will come talk to him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He'll come see him because he's considered a far left Democrat, progressive Democrat.
Obviously, I want everybody to always subscribe to my Substack. So if you haven't yet, doggone it, subscribe. But I'll push Lev's Substack as hard as I push mine. Everybody.
Yeah, cross-pollinate.
No, absolutely. Make sure you follow and subscribe to Lev Parnas. Nobody has better information and sourcing than Lev does. Lev, does Trump and Trump's inner circle, do they know the coalition's kind of cracking up a little bit?
Oh yeah, that's why they're trying to change the narrative. That's why they try and get away from this Epstein thing. So because it's their kryptonite. Because see, the biggest thing with let me tell you, Joe, what a lot of people are not realizing, why Trump, people don't know why he's so scared what's in the Epstein files. It's not about what he did criminally. See, people think that Trump's hiding some criminal act that he did and that's going to come out and this smoking gun. No, because if that was the case, that's why he's so sure. That's why he says it's 5 administrations. I'm sure no matter what it was, how corrupt, if there was criminal stuff that somebody saw Trump doing there, I'm also sure that somehow they would have, by now, somebody would have came out and they would have said, listen. So I don't think, and again, that's not to say he didn't do criminal stuff. Let me
Right.
reiterate. That's not to say he didn't do any of the things. I'm just saying what's in the DOJ paper. And Katie, that's why I want to reframe. Absolutely. Remember Katie Johnson. I'm
Yeah.
not saying Trump, and that's why I want to frame. I'm not saying he didn't. I'm saying what is in the documents that the DOJ has. Because I'm sure if the DOJ had documents that he raped Katie Johnson at once, so if they do, I mean, that's going to be bigger than anything to be,
But Lev, do you think to that point, like I don't trust Pam Bondi at all.
Right.
If do you think over the last 4, 5, 6, 7 months, if there was potential criminal behavior in those files on Trump, she'd have gotten rid of it. They'd have gotten rid of it.
See, this is my problem with that theory is the 5 administrations. 5 administrations have seen the Biden administration, Merrick Garland. You had people seeing that. So Comey's daughter was the head prosecutor. She knows every single thing in those. So what I'm saying to you is. Too many people, the 1,000 FBI agents that they said scrub the Trump's name. Again, you have too many people out there that when I say again criminal and disgusting and wrong are 2 different things.
Different
Again, I want to
things.
make sure. So with that said, again, getting back to what Trump is really scared that's in some of that stuff is the dossier of what Russia's kompromat really is on Donald Trump.
Oh, wow, that's fascinating, Lev. Explain that.
Okay, so because what we've seen in some of the emails, we're concentrating a lot on the sexual stuff and that's the most disgusting and that's the pedophilia and that should be punished, but. And some of those emails are linking, like you see, where he's talking about that Epstein was being with Victor Churkin, who was the ex-ambassador to talking about how Lavrov. This is in 2018. There's another email there about where Epstein and his brother are sending memes to each other, and everybody there was a meme sent said that do you know if Bannon gave Putin the picture of Trump giving Bubba a blowjob? And media is all over who's Bubba, right? Like they care about and that's the whole thing. But the most important thing in that media wasn't about that a picture of Trump, if that's real or who's Bubba. The fact that in 2018 Epstein is talking to his brother, no reason to lie to each other. They're on an email about Bannon handing over information to Putin. So now we have a link with Bannon to Putin. 2018 handing stuff on Trump, which is not me. So what I'm saying to you is there's another reason why, if you take a look at the way Trump has been handling Russia, you don't see Marco Rubio over there. You don't see any of the diplomats. You see Steve Witkoff, because Steve Witkoff is somebody like I call Steve Witkoff, who is somebody that knows the dirt, was part of the dirt, and somebody that is being told like this is what we know and this is what we have. So the one thing I want to clarify to everybody also is like a lot of, and this is where the Democrats made a big mistake. When Trump ran in 2016, their whole big shtick was a Russian kompromat. They were on the right track, but the kompromat they thought that they had, it was the P tape, like that. And that's why Trump got away with it. That wasn't a kompromat. It wasn't kompromat about Trump in Russia. It was kompromat that they had over the 40 years that they've been working Trump here in the United States. Like assets, like Epstein, that have been giving informations, like bailing Trump out, giving him money, sending people, even the girlfriends that Trump had, and all of that type of stuff. So they have a collected amount. And now we're starting to see in the Epstein leaks and all of that how much information Epstein. So just imagine what we're seeing on this side, which is not under the DOJ. Imagine what the DOJ the emails they have of Epstein and Russia and Bannon, and this is another interesting part. And I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but knowing Bill Barr and knowing what they
Yeah.
did to me and knowing how they operate, you
Yeah.
take a look at the timeline. This is 2000, end of 2018.
Mhm.
Epstein is writing these emails about how Trump could be controlled by Russia, how Russia could get this information, correct? All of a
Yep.
sudden, within 6 months, Epstein gets arrested by Bill Barr. And all of a
Well,
sudden,
that I
Epstein,
hadn't thought of that. Yeah.
because we always thought it was a pedophile ring that Epstein, but we never really, the charges never came up. There was never an actual court hearing because he disappeared. You know what I'm saying? And if I go look back at the way mine was very similar. The way I got lucky, I was
Yeah.
supposed they tried to remand me also in that downtown in Brooklyn in the
Yep.
Metropolitan Correction Facility, but I got lucky that the judge saw through it and let me out on bail. Otherwise, I would have been stuck there because what Bill Barr was trying to do at the time was to shut everybody up.
So to be clear, Lev, this is why it's always fascinating to talk to you, you big jerk. To be clear, there's enough evidence that Epstein was providing information to the Russians on Trump. You'd agree with that?
100%.
My second question to you is, do you think Pam Bondi knows of everything that's in the files relating to Trump?
100%. And not only Pam Bondi, so does Cash Patel, and so does Dan Bongino, my brother. And
Yeah.
that's a key that I could tell you is going to be the straw that breaks the camel's back.
So
Because-
then what? Then the obvious question, Lev, is in your mind, has Bondi, Patel, and Bongino, have they told Trump what they've seen?
Oh yeah, this is some of the things that I've been reporting on. So Bongino is not on the same track with them. This is the
Right.
Bongino, but I actually the dinner that I broke where they were supposed to when Vance was supposed to have the dinner with Bondi, Patel, and Todd Blanche. That dinner was not only about the Epstein stuff, but it was about Dan Bongino, because Dan Bongino is not on board. Dan Bongino made his whole career off the Epstein stuff. Dan Bongino, the last time anybody heard anything from Dan Bongino was when he left the office for 4 days. He was going to leave.
He's
Trump brought him
disappeared,
back.
Lev.
He disappeared.
He's disappeared.
So and nobody's questioning, and part of what I'm going to do is I'm going to go put pressure on Dan Bongino, and somebody needs to put a mic in front of it and ask him. He has not made one comment about the Epstein files since July 6th, when Pam Bondi came out and said that the Epstein is closed. Since that, he had a nervous breakdown.
Yeah.
He was going to leave for 4 days. He has not. You have not seen him at the White House in none of the Oval meetings. You've not seen him in no press conferences. The only time you've seen him was when Charlie Kirk passed away. He came by. They had that whole unified, and that's it. After that, you have not seen anything with Dan Bongino, because Dan Bongino is in a tough situation. I don't know if it's because of he's a good man. I don't know Dan that way. I know Dan. I've met Dan.
I know Dan. He was, Lev. He was one of the loudest voices before Trump won, out there screaming, "Release the files."
Correct. And that's why I think he's in a complicated, because also a lot of it has to do with finances. Because right now, his whole platform and all the money he's made through the past 5 years has been on releasing the Epstein files.
Yeah.
Now, he has a base. And so, I mean, what I'm hearing is he regrets taking this job. He regrets being put in the position. That's why, even if you remember, they even at some point had a second. They hired Arizona. People forgot about that, but Dan Bongino has a second in command just in case. And the reason they got him is because if they needed somebody besides Patel to confirm whatever they were saying, they knew that Bongino wasn't going to play ball, so they needed to get somebody else, another mouthpiece, which you might see work out right now with what is going to be taking place. Because right now, what what I predict to happen is we're going to see a tidal wave, happen. We're going to see pressure being put on, and we're going to see Pam Bondi become the scapegoat, and
Yeah. Yeah.
and somehow we're going to have him attack Venezuela, and all hell's going to break loose.
What is then as best as you can, when someone asks you, what then, damn it, is Trump most afraid of? How do you answer that?
It's so simple question, dude. That's why I say to people, he's right now, the biggest thing he's terrified of is the Epstein survivors. He cannot face. He is scared, and this is what he was talking about. And people in the inner circle, for it to be pushed to sit down with the Epstein survivors.
Yeah. Yeah.
He can't face them because it blows up. He can't look at them and say it's a hoax. It blows up his whole thing. He would have to go, you know what I'm saying to you? He can't have nothing about. That's one of the things why him and Marjorie went at it so hard, because she was pressing him to have the survivors in the Oval to meet with him, to be able to tell him it's not a hoax. So that is his right now, and that's why I told Congressman Ro Khanna, I told that to Congressman Bacon, I'm telling that to all of them. His biggest fear, and that's why if I right now was in charge, right now, every single day, I would be in front of the White House lawn with the survivors, with a unified group of congressmen and women from both sides, standing there with the media saying, Mr. President, all we want you to do is sit down with the survivors. These are your constituents. These are people that voted for you. They're not even Democrats. Some of them are conservatives. And keep putting the pressure on like that. Yeah.
What is, Lev, when it comes to what's in the files, what do you think scares Trump the most about what is in the files?
I think he has several things that he's worried about. He's obviously worried about what's in the files that has to do with Melania. Because of her past. He's definitely, because they're trying to make sure to clean that. He's definitely knows he's a lot more complicit in dirty, underhanded ways of things that are. Just think about how many times his name is mentioned in just the Epstein dump over thousands of times. So he knows. But one of the biggest things that I'm keep hearing that he's fearing right now, because of the blowback and because of how big it is that Russia actually has kompromat on him, and that he's actually that the biggest thing he's trying to erase, that Russia didn't collude, that Russia that he is Russia's puppet.
Boom. Oh man, Lev, that's such a really cool take. So the House is going to take this up tomorrow, I believe, and you think there'll be a flood of Republicans who will vote to release?
Yeah, I think we hit 290.
With you and your intel right now, do you think the Senate will even take it up?
Well, it's right from what I'm hearing right now is Thune promised that he won't take it up, that he won't even take it up, that they'll stall it. But then Trump got word that there's up to 12 Republicans that might flip, and if they start putting pressure on Thune, that then I don't know. I don't know. You would know better as far as how what that pressure would mean to Thune and how they could hold it up or not. But I don't think he'd be able to. I think Trump's understanding that he might be able to hold it up for a little bit, prolong it, delay it. But the way we saw what we saw happen in Congress, I think the same thing. It would only make it worse, and it would only make more people outraged, and it would only make more people turn and want to do it.
So then if you played this out and the Senate, then Thune was forced to take it up and it passed and it goes to Trump's desk, Lev Parnas, there's no way Trump signs that, correct?
Yes and no. That's what I'm saying to you. Uh, till today, I would say that's what he was bragging. But I think that they got him. They convinced him that. See, Trump also. Trump doesn't trust anybody. He doesn't want to
No.
put his faith into other people's hands. Just like even he didn't give Pence power of
Yeah.
attorney. He went
Yeah.
under
Yeah.
anesthesia. He's scared. Like he has that mob mentality that
Yeah.
that takes him down. Voila, they'll take me out. So it's going to be interesting to see if he trusts that Bondi will take the hit and stand up for it, because basically they're at a point right now. Either he has to veto it, or he has to play a game and pretend that let it go through, and then have Bondi take the hit.
And that's everybody listening to Lev Parnas. That's another great inside nugget here. Trump last week ordered Pam Bondi to start a new Epstein investigation. There was Lev is exactly right. There's a reason why Trump and Bondi did that, because if it ever gets to Pam Bondi can just say, I'd love to release the files, but I can't. We have an ongoing investigation. And Lev, they could keep it quiet for 2 or 3 years.
Oh yeah, I mean through the whole, forever. I mean they could seal it. They could do, they could say, there's national security involved. They could do, that's the whole thing. I mean, they could, and again, they don't need to seal it for 2-3 years, because again, our whole democracy, our whole country, our everything is based on 2026. Because if Trump is able to somehow sustain 2026, then he could release he'll have control of it. I mean, they'll implement Project 2025 so quickly.
Bingo.
They'll rewrite the Constitution. And they'll change the rules.
And this is why, everybody, as we close with my friend Lev Parnas, this is why it's so important to support the good, important voices here on Substack. Everybody listening to us right now, make sure you're subscribed to both of us, Joe Walsh and Lev Parnas. Subscribe to both. Subscribe to Lev. You're going to get insider information on a daily basis you're not going to get anywhere else. He's such a valuable resource. Become part of this community that we're all trying to build, and Lev has taken the lead on. So follow Lev Parnas. And Lev, if they go to your site, they go to your Substack, is that where they can go to get info on your GoFundMe page?
Yeah, they could go on my site, and I posted absolutely on the GoFundMe, and you guys could see it there. By the way, you're in Washington, right, Joe?
Yeah.
I'm going to be coming seeing you very soon, because my brother, we have some interesting things we're going to be planning.
Oh my God! And by the way, this is like I'm going to see my girlfriend. I am so excited.
We got some, because you're Joe, you know these people better than others, and that's why it's people like you that need to be a part of this fight with us online. So.
Lev, I will hang on to your coattails wherever you go. Everybody listening, Lev and I are buddies. We're pals. We're mutual fans. We've never met each other, so I cannot wait to meet that guy right there. Hey, Lev Parnas, my friend, thank you. I know you're busy. I know you got a bunch more tonight. You're not going to sleep. Thanks for your insider info, and we'll stay in touch. Everybody else, thank you. Be brave.
Love you, brother. Take care. Have a great one.